Summer 2.0 in 2023? Short answer is yes, I think so. Welcome back to Bearman Crypto, where we talk all things crypto. So cast your mind back to summer 2020. If you were around in crypto, you will first have come across DeFi at this point. Literally, this was when stuff such as yield farming was introduced, lending protocols were popping up, borrowing, and literally people were becoming millionaires overnight. And those people that were around at that time, literally, they can probably attest to this. You'd wake up with a token that had just literally just been introduced, being 100% up overnight. Could we see the same thing in 2023? There's a good chance that might happen, and in this video I'll take you through why I think that might be the case. And the specific project that I'll be looking at in this video, I think personally, will be a winner. And make sure to stick around till the end of the video, and where I'll give you a bit of a price prediction in terms of where I see this going in specifically in 2023. Just a quick note, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. And if you enjoy this content, please make sure to tickle that like button so everyone gets to see some of this good stuff that I'm sharing with you. And of course, the stuff that I share with you is not financial advice. Just make sure you do your own further research before investing any of your money. So following the collapse of, obviously we had in 2022, we had the Luna and FTX debacle, and all those, basically those two folded. And those two events basically, I feel, created a gap in the market. A gap in the market in terms of leaving it open to people moving away from centralized exchanges, and there's now been a lot more interest in decentralized exchanges and big outflows from centralized exchanges. So the project that I want to look at in this video essentially focuses on perpetual futures trading, basically with zero fees. And at the moment on their site, they basically have around 36 contracts available to trade at 20x leverage. So DYDX, where they've positioned themselves, is specifically around trading futures. And the reason why I think that there'll be a winner should we have a DeFi summer is basically the gaps that have been left by Luna and FTX. A lot of people used to trade specifically on those platforms, used to trade futures and the like. Now that those two have gone away, that has left a gap in the market. Currently, we've got GMX. GMX also do something similar, and obviously DYDX. But when you look at the volume for DYDX, the volume is considerably much greater than what you get on stuff like such as GMX. And now with the way crypto is going, there's now going to be a lot more interest from funds, big institutions coming in to start trading crypto. And DYDX could be one of those platforms where it will generate a lot of interest from those people. And it's got, it's people that have got a lot of money behind them. So this will, in my opinion, generate a lot of interest towards DYDX. And should we have another DeFi summer, you'll also have things such as Uniswap popping up. They'll potentially do well. They did in the last cycle where we had basically a DeFi summer. So DYDX is one that I'll be specifically looking at. So currently DYDX is built on Ethereum, and recently they announced that they will be moving over to build the DYDX chain on Cosmos. And when they do that, they're going to basically introduce a DYDX version 4. where they will essentially be looking um, to basically decentralize DYDX, and what they'll be doing is the token will be used for gas fees on the platform, as well as a mechanism for distributing rewards, specifically the trading fees. So if you can imagine, if you're doing high volumes of trades, that will in turn equal greater rewards. So that's just something that I'm specifically looking at. And if you hold specifically any DYDX, you can basically go on directly on their website and stake your DYDX and get the opportunity to start earning some of these distributed rewards, which they are doing periodically at the moment. And one thing you can notice, obviously, when you look at the current circulating supply for DYDX, you've only got 144 million out of a possible 1 billion max supply of tokens. So this is something obviously that I want to bring to your attention, that obviously there's a big risk that we've got a huge token unlock which is upcoming. And specifically, if we have a look at how that distribution looks like. So at the moment, that big token unlock is scheduled for around about February time. So around about the first week of February, you'll start to get a big token unlock. Let me see if I can find somewhere else where there's a better graphic. So you can see here in terms of how the original allocation was distributed. There was a massive airdrop that happened back in 2021. So anyone that had previously used the platform benefited from receiving the airdrop. I unfortunately wasn't lucky to get the airdrop, which is about 7.5% of the available supply. So you can see here basically where the pressure is going to be coming from when this big unlock happens, literally in a few weeks' time. Basically the available circulating supply will basically double overnight, and this could potentially generate a bit of selling pressure on the token, but who knows? That's not guaranteed. So that's just something to consider if you're looking to buy yourself some DYDX. This is something that I'm going to personally DCA into over the next 2 or 3 months. So I'm going to start DCAing now, a little bit, but then again, if it does drop once the big unlock happens, then it's something else that I'm going to be keeping an eye out on, basically. And one of the things obviously to note is there's some big backers sitting behind DYDX. You got A16Z, you've got Polychain Capital, you've got obviously Three Arrows. They've folded, so that's not something which will necessarily make a difference. You've got Brian Armstrong somewhere. I think he's invested in this. You've got Coinbase Ventures, who are also invested in this. So there's some quite big backers sitting behind DYDX. So this is something that obviously is appealing to me at this stage. And if we just have a look at some of their recent tweets, they obviously tweeted about back in 2022 announcing that they're going to be having their V4 coming out. I think the plan was to release it in Q4 of 2022. So that obviously didn't happen. I don't believe it's happened yet. So I think that's still yet to happen, potentially in Q1 of 2023. Nothing has come out as yet, and I think that will be a big catalyst again for the price, as this V4 comes out and they move basically to this decentralized mechanism. You can see here their recent tweet a couple of days ago where they said that they had seen 1.8 billion in 24-hour trading volume, which is absolutely huge. So if you think about how that will translate to potential rewards for holders, again, I'm just speculating, who knows, but this is something that I think everyone should definitely listen to and consider paying attention to. So if we just have a look at the current price action, where we're at, So at the moment we can see that overall we're up. I think the market has been pumping. We're 17% up over the last, that's probably the last 24 hours. And looking at where the current price action is, I think short term we're going to get a good pump should the market continue buoyant. And where I'm looking to maybe probably see the peak of this possible pump is probably around this $2.20 mark. That's something that I'm going to be keeping an eye out on. And if I pull out another one of my favorite indicators, if we have a look at if I pull out the MACD, just see if anything of interest on that specific chart. Yep, we can see that blue line is clearly above that red line, and we've got the green histograms printing, so that's obviously a good sign that we're going to see the price pump. But where do I see this? So given everything that we've discussed, specifically around the potential for having a DeFi Summer 2.0, I think this token has got the potential to 10x in 2023. So I'll be looking at potentially a $15 DYDX sometime in 2023, and that's where that's why I'm accumulating my bags over this period of time now, to get myself a nice easy 10x in the next few months. That's what I'm going to be looking at. But that's what I wanted to share with you in this video. Again, if you enjoyed this video, enjoyed the content, make sure you like and subscribe, and I shall see you in my next video.